Okay, we're still on 5/8a. Now we're doing negative 5 times h squared minus 4h minus 1. Okay, so I've got to do two parts to my distribution here. First, I have to change everybody's sign, and then I have to multiply by 5. So first, we change his sign. He now becomes negative because he first starts off as positive. So this is going to be negative, positive, positive. So he's now negative, and then multiply h squared by 5, and then you have 5h squared. Then change him to a positive, and then I have 5 times 4, which is 20, and then multiply by h, it becomes 20h. Then change him again, and this becomes 5 times 1, which is just 5. If I need to break that down and show you how it's done, this is negative 5 times h squared minus negative 5 times 4h minus negative 5 times 1. Then this becomes negative 5h squared minus negative 20h minus negative 5. I cannot write these minus negatives, so I must convert them to do the opposite. So do the opposite, do the opposite. This minus sign means change. Change to a different sign, okay? So he doesn't have to change because he's already been changed. He's negative now. This becomes a positive, and this becomes a positive. 5h squared plus 20h plus 5 becomes my final answer. All right, let's type it in and see if we got it. Negative 5h squared plus 20h plus 5. Okay, j minus 2 to the second power. So that means I have j minus 2 squared, which is j minus 2 times j minus 2. So make your box and put a j and a negative 2 and a j and a negative 2. So go horizontally and then vertically. J times j is j squared. Negative 2 times j is negative 2j. J times negative 2 is another negative 2j. And negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. So I'm going to bring all of my terms down. J squared minus 2j minus 2j plus 4. This becomes j squared minus 4j plus 4. And then type it in. J squared minus 4j plus 4. Let's see if we got it. We did. Okay, now we're on to JW or JYW, where we're dividing polynomials. This isn't going to be tested too heavily, so I'm just going to briefly go over it, and then this is where we'd also check with decimals. So this is negative 15g squared minus 6g divided by 3g. So I wrote the problem down, and then I would suggest that you write them as fractions. So you're going to do negative 15g squared divided by 3g minus 6g divided by 3g. That way you can see that these g's will cancel out because it's a g on top of a g. This would be 1 and 1, and 1 minus 0, or sorry, 1 minus 1 is 0. So this is just 6 divided by 3, which is a 2. Then I have negative 15, 3, and g squared divided by g. So this is a 2 and this is a 1. I would subtract 2 and 1, and I'm going to end up with 1g, and then negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So that is what we get when we divide by 3g. Negative 5g minus 2. Negative 5g minus 2. Let's check it. Got it. All right, 24m squared plus 15m, all divided by 3m. So we're going to make fractions. 24m squared divided by 3m plus 15m divided by 3m. So again, if I have an m over an m and they have the same exponent, they become a 1. And then 1 times 15 divided by 3 is a 5. And then this is m squared and then m to the first power. So 2 minus 1 is m to the first power, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. I am not subtracting here. This is 24 divided by 3. It does not equal 24 minus 3. I do not subtract the coefficients. I divide them. I subtract the exponents. Keep that rule in mind. The last one that I'm going to do here for this IXL lesson is negative 45g squared. Oops, I put 4. All divided by 9g plus 81 divided by 9g. Was there a g with that 81? Nope. Okay. Alright, so this will be g squared minus g to the first power, and this is negative 45 divided by 9, which is negative 5g, and then I subtract 81 divided by 9g, and I leave it as a fraction. 81 over 9g becomes 9 divided by g. So then this is negative 5g minus 9 divided by g. Okay, so now we need to check our work. 81 divided by 9 is 9. Negative 45g squared divided by 9g is negative 5g squared. The g stays in the denominator because he was divided, and then 81 divided by 9 is in the numerator because it's a whole number. So let's check it out. Oh, what did I do? 9. Oh, I should have put a plus there. Whoops. Okay, well, let's keep on moving from here. Okay, now we're going over 5EK. So something that I noticed earlier today was it's helpful if you line up your like terms. 9p plus 5 minus 2p plus 4. So what I mean by line up is, let me see if I can expand this window a little bit. Let's just maximize it. Is stack them. So 9p plus 5 minus 2p plus 4. Now I put the minus in parentheses because this means that everybody's sign has to change. So let's change those signs. Keep 9p plus 5, and everybody's sign here changes because there's an invisible 1 here. So this is negative 1 times 2p and negative 1 times 4. So this stays the same. And then this becomes negative 2p minus 4. And then when they're stacked, I can see, oh, this is 9p minus 2p, which is 7p. And then this is 5 minus 4, which is 1. And I have to bring down an operator, so that's a plus 1. So now I have 7p plus 1. And then I go back to IXL and type in 7p plus 1. Okay, now I have 3p squared plus 9p plus 2 as a group plus 4p squared plus 4p plus 8. So then I'd stack them. Make this large again. 3p squared plus 9p plus 2 plus, everybody stays the same, 4p squared is positive plus 4p is also positive plus 8. Everything here is positive. My signs won't have to change at all. So we're putting these together. I've got 3 plus 4, which is 7p squared. Positive. 9 plus 4, which is 13p, and then another positive term, which is 10. Boom, we're done. Okay, now I'm transitioning to G2G. I went over this in class today, but I don't know if I did this on the previous video. But let's multiply some of these polynomials. So we'll start with G2G. N times the quantity of negative 2n squared minus n. So this is where we distribute. The n gets multiplied by this, and it gets multiplied by this. This is n times negative 2n squared. Bring down your minus sign. Minus n times n. Now remember in your notes from today, I think I went over this. Yes, I said a variable times a variable is raised to the second power, but a variable plus a variable is just 2x. So here the coefficient changes, here the exponent changes when I multiply. Okay, and then here's where we add exponents. So 3 and 1 here become x to the 4th, and then negative 9 times 2 becomes a new coefficient of negative 18. So I'm going to have a new coefficient here where I take this is 1n, and you can put a 1 in front if that helps you. 1n times negative 2n, so 1 times negative 2 is just negative 2. And then everybody's exponent is going to increase by 1. So instead of this being n squared, it becomes n cubed. Bring down your minus sign, increase by 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That becomes n squared. My final expression is 2n to the third power minus n squared. Now let's go to a more rigorous question. Negative 2u squared. 2u squared times negative 4u squared minus 3u plus 1. Everybody gets its sign changed because remember when that leading term on the outside is negative, everybody's going to change their sign on the inside. I should end with a positive, and a negative term. Then everything gets doubled because that's what this 2 means. So 2 times 4, 2 times 3, and 2 times 1. And then everyone's exponent is going to increase by 2. So this will be 2 plus 2, this will be 1 plus 2, and this will be 0 plus 2. So let's write it down. Negative 2u squared times negative 4u squared minus negative 2u squared times 3u plus negative 2u squared times 1. All of that to multiply, because that's my distributive property. Distribute means to multiply by everything in the group. Everything outside the group gets multiplied by what's inside. So change your sign. This now becomes positive. Multiply by 2. This is 8. And then change your power by adding 2. So this is 8u to the 4th power. Change your sign to a positive. Multiply by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Add 2 to the exponent here. That's u to the 3rd power. Change your sign to a negative. Multiply by 2. And add u to the 2nd power as your exponent gets raised again. And that's just anything times 1 is itself. So he doesn't change at the end. He just becomes a 1. I'm sorry, he gets multiplied by 1. So then this is my final answer, but I can't type in that positive. So it's 8u to the 4th power plus 6u cubed minus 2u squared. Everybody's u to the 2nd power is now embedded in there, and there's 2 of them. Okay, I've got u to the 2nd power in there. I started with u to the 2nd. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. 0 plus 2 is 2. Let's do one more.